Hi guys, my name is Emily DeSimone with the Garden State Film Festival, and here with me today I have Guy Pridy, writer-director, Jackie Cross, producer, and Lisa Vassapolo of the film Smudge. How are you guys all doing today?
Doing very well.
Wonderful, Emily. Thank you for having us.
Yes,
Thank you
thanks.
for joining me. So, Guy, you wrote and directed this. Would you like to tell our live viewers a bit about the film?
Well, Smudge is the story of a young girl who's basically searching for her place in the world. Her itinerant lifestyle and abusive upbringing sort of left her feeling as a stranger in the world, feeling like a stranger. And she's basically watching people because she feels so separate from the world that she wants to discover her place in it. And basically, there's a hint of sci-fi elements in it because there's a sci-fi element that I think in Smudge's further story would be brought out much more.
And how did the three of you guys come together?
So, Guy and I work for the same educational institution. So, we started out as coworkers and then became close friends. And Guy shared the story with me, and I said, we have to turn this into a film.
And I am a former student of Mr. Priorities, and we are also now very close friends. So he kind of roped me in as well with a few others. So
yeah, it was funny because Smudge is the first story that first script I've ever shared with anyone, and I showed it to Jackie, and I saw her in the hallway, and she looked at me and she goes, "We're gonna make that story," and I said, "No, we're not," because I generally don't share my stuff. I keep it very personal, and so she said, "Yes, we are." And I think Jackie wrote you in, Lisa.
one of you did.
One of us.
So,
Maybe
what's
both.
Oh, I was going to say, is this the first time you've submitted to the Garden State Film Festival?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, it is. Oh, congratulations on your acceptance.
Or really any festival.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when was this filmed?
So we did the filming, the majority of the filming happened summer 2021, mostly in August. And I think we filmed a little bit later. I think it was September. We just had one more scene we had to finish up.
So you were filming right during a nice, height of COVID. How did that affect production?
It was challenging. We had to make sure that we had guidelines that everyone followed because at the time that we were filming, adults were able to get vaccinated, but we were working with child actors, and that was not available to them at the time. But we were lucky, and part in that the story takes place for most of the part outside. So that really helped with production too.
Yeah, Jackie did a fantastic job. Jackie coordinated with the agents, the parents. When you're dealing with children, you're dealing with multiple entities that you need to satisfy everybody. And of course, the children have to be happy, and their safety is a primary concern, of course. And Jackie did a wonderful job keeping track of all the regulations and desires of people. And it was very tough to film under those conditions, but we did it. All in New Jersey, too.
You did a great job. I mean, here you are with the Garden State Film Festival. I take it you will all be there in person?
Yes, without a doubt.
Yes, awesome, awesome. So, with that said, what is it that the three of you guys want your audience members to take away from the film?
I think it's a story of friendship and reaching out to people and seeing someone who may need some help, and seeing beyond the exterior and giving that help. I think it's a very positive story. I think it's a story of friendship. Hopefully, it's funny and poignant in parts, and I think that hopefully at the end you're left wishing that you saw more and knew more about all of these characters.
So with that said, I would love to get a little bit of each of your backgrounds. I know you said you all met, I guess, at the same institution. Lisa, you said that these were kind of your educators. So,
Mhm.
what is all of your background, like for the each of you in, Guy directing and writing and Jackie producing?
Well, yeah, I'll start. I've been working at the same place, the same high school for 23 years, working in various capacities as sometimes assistant play director and set builder, but mostly teaching students how to do video production, live video production, news stories, news packages, those type of things. Made a lot of small movies with students over the years, from every type of thing, from very touching, heartwarming stories to sci-fi stuff and fantasy adventures and parodies and comedies. And I've been making films with students for a very long time and helping out in the community wherever I can, whenever I'm asked. I'll go on, work a shoot. I'll do anything. I'll be an AD. I've directed, for different people on a specific day. They go like, I can't show up this day. Can you come direct this for me? And I'll be like, give me the script. And I'll do it, do what I can. And and I've been fortunate along the way to meet some fantastic people, former students like Lisa. I have some fantastic current students. So all these people are, aspiring filmmakers of one type or another. And then Jackie and I met, and one of the first things I found out about her was that she had produced a movie, and I watched it and I was blown away. I was like, you did this by yourself? And I'll pass you over to Jackie.
Yes. So I've sort of alternated between creative pursuits and being an educator. I started out actually thinking I was going to be an artist, and then I really got into film in high school. But for some reason at the time, I just never thought about it too much. I ended up going the liberal arts route instead and became a Latin teacher. So I started teaching Latin. And then I actually tried being an artist and then went back to Latin and then decided to actually give film a go. And this was after I got the inspiration to make a feature length film as my first film ever. So it was 90 minutes and I did everything. I wrote it, directed it, produced it. I was the camera operator. I even choreographed some of the dance scenes. And I realized that I really, really loved it and had found my medium. I love that film is a collaborative effort. So then I explored being a producer and worked for a small video production agency. But then I decided that I was going to return to education, but that passion never died. And now we're doing both. And I was just so happy that I met Guy, and he kind of got me on board with video production at our school. And what was missing in my first movie was the collaborative team working together with a really good film crew and people you can trust and rely on. So I was really lucky to sort of fall into it through my educational institution. It all came together.
I dragged her in. More honest.
And so, like, Lisa, I know you said that you are supporting right now, but
Yes.
what about you, your background and everything?
Sure. So I am a student of Mr. Priorities, and he basically did the same thing, roped me in. No, I was a student. I went to school for communications right out of college. I was very lucky to be able to actually work in television. I worked at a television station in Baltimore as an assignment desk editor for about 2.5 years. And then personal life came back to New Jersey and fell back into education. And now I am also an educator teaching TV production at a local high school here in South Jersey. And I'm also doing work for Beasley Media Group on radio, sound engineer for the radio. But that's all kind of thanks to getting this exposure to it in high school and following through and keeping my connections together.
And I know that right now Guy says writer director next to his name and Jackie says producer. Would you like to tell everybody like your role in this film?
Oh my gosh, I did a little bit of everything. I directed, I did script, I produced, gosh, you name it. I gripped, I did everything. So we were a very small crew, but a very tight knit crew. So we did everything together. And it was
Lisa
just
outworked almost everybody. Lisa has abundant energy and enthusiasm, and thank God for her positive attitude on a lot of days. Hot summer days in the woods, with bugs, and Lisa would always have the bug spray and the
first aid kit, bug spray, mask, the COVID bag, like everything.
And know what shot was next and what shot we were missing. And just if I might, I just want to also mention two other people, Ben Caratenuto, who's our cinematographer. And if you watch Smudge, I don't think it's an exaggeration to say there's some really beautiful cinematography in it. And Ben was responsible for that. And his, helping me stage and block the actors and those type of things was indispensable. He's an amazing individual with abundant talent. And also Sam Burden, who did the special effects and carried the lights and carried the tripods and motivated the young people who were in the film and worked very well with them and mic'd them and just what it takes to make a film. It's a lot of work, and it was a very collaborative effort. And those two people, along with Lisa, who kept me straight all the time. Where am I? What am I shooting?
What were we, a crew of 6? I think we were a crew of 6, right? And Mark, yeah.
Yes, I would also like to give a shout out to Mark Everham. He was in charge of sound and also helped in so many other ways. For instance, we needed a hot dog cart last moment because the snack shack we were going to film in was closed. They wouldn't let us. They didn't want us to film in the day we were at the lake. So he had to load a hot dog cart onto his truck and get it to set early in the morning. So just a lot of those last minute hurdles he helped us through as well.
I wasn't forgetting you, Mark. I was leaving you for Jack.
So,
we're laughing because Mark and I are engaged. So,
well, congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, with that said, so for each of you, as writer director, as producer, as, one that wears many hats, you know what I mean? So like, what challenge for each of you did Smudge bring? Maybe that was like an obstacle, something that really tested you that you think you learned from.
I can go first. I'll give you guys a second. I think for me mostly was learning all the different roles. I did not write. This was all guys. I did not write. But just learning, what does a grip do? How's this camera angle working? Producing wise, who are we communicating with? How do we work with the children actors? And they can only be on set for a certain amount of time. Where are we in the script? Who needs a script? Who has a script? What color pen am I using? Just all those little things that a lot of people do not necessarily think about that goes into making a film. And I just feel so lucky and honored that this group of people brought me in and was able to allow me to help them, create this film and learn these skills. And now I'm able to give that back in what I'm doing as well.
Everybody needs
I think that for me, the greatest challenge was time. We had a couple of things. One, we casted a much younger Smudge than we'd initially thought we were going to. So I had to go into immediate rewrites and did those rewrites kind of on the fly as we were planning on shooting, because we saw, I don't know how many young girls for this part. And we actually cast the first young lady that we saw, Greta, who was amazing, Greta Rebecca Kleiman. And she was amazing and amazing throughout. And the other young actors were great too. But she was amazing throughout. But time, you're only allowed to work with young people a certain amount of time. and we respected those rules and followed them. But it was tough because you'd want to set up and get a shot just right, and an airplane would go over, and you'd wait, and then you'd reset up, and another airplane. We're in South Jersey. We're about 4 miles from the airport as the crow flies. We're sitting in Smudge's house, by the way, the house we used. So, and the airplanes would keep going over, and we'd have to wait, and then someone would start up a chainsaw, and you'd have to try and find that person. Time was our biggest thing, but I got to admit, I had a ball. It was a blast.
Awesome. Yes. So there were two things that I found challenging in this particular movie. The first was this was my first time working with child actors and just making sure that we were following all the legal requirements for working with them. As Guy mentioned, and Lisa, the hours, just making sure that they were safe and we were following all the regulations. The other one was time, but in how quickly we had to start filming this film. Guy had the idea, and I think it was about May when we started really into, pre-production. So we were, and we started filming in August. So from when we decided we were going to go ahead and make this movie to when we actually did was a very, very short time, considering all the other commitments just that we all had going on in our lives as well. So we did it. Yeah, we had to do it that summer. It wasn't going to wait till the next summer. So
Jackie wouldn't let it.
We went for it.
Well, you guys, I feel like I could talk to you for a whole half hour, but unfortunately are just about at time. Thank you for jumping on with me today, and I really am looking so forward to meeting you guys in person. Lisa, I have met you over Zoom, but or over like this, but like it would be great to meet you in person. So
Definitely.
For all of our live viewers, you can see Smudge on Saturday, March 25th at Asbury Hall from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. And you can get your tickets on Garden State Film Festival, GSFF.org/tickets. Again, thank you so much for taking this time with me today. And I hope you have a great rest of your school week.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you.
Thanks.